Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to give you a few improvisational tips, tricks, and just weird things that I do in order to get myself started as an advanced beginner seamstress. When I first started sewing, I didn't have much money to buy commonly used sewing materials, so I was forced to improvise with items lying around my house. This video is just going to include some of those materials that I used and some materials that I did buy but were quite cost effective. So without further ado, let's get into this first hack. If you're an advanced beginner like me and you dabble in pattern drafting or pattern making, I don't have regular pattern drafting paper, so I do use Christmas wrapping paper. I just find it to be very cost effective and easily accessible. I feel like most sewing supplies require you to order them offline, whereas this I can just drop by my local dollar store and pick it up, and it's very cheap. I also find it very helpful because on the back of almost every gift wrapping paper, there is a 1 by 1 inch grid, making measuring and pattern drafting much easier and much simpler. I personally do not like compromising a pattern. I do not like having to cut out the size that I need. Instead, I would rather keep the pattern intact just in case I need it for a different size later on. And I don't like to have to reprint it because I just feel like it wastes printer paper and printer ink. I like to use cello wrap. Cello wrap is just clear wrapping paper and it's very easy to use. Now all you're going to do is lay it over your pattern, trace it out with a Sharpie, and cut it out. Okay, now in this video, I know I used an Expo marker in order to trace it out. That was just because I couldn't find my Sharpie. As you can see here, using an Expo marker is not permanent enough and can easily just be wiped off with an accidental swipe. Sharpie is needed. Now, I know the dollar store is not what it used to be, but it is still relatively cheap, and I usually find cello wrap in the gift wrapping section of my local dollar store. Cello wrap does tend to be flimsy sometimes, and this can easily be fixed by sticking some clear packing tape over the top of the pattern piece that you cut out on it, and it should help with the flimsiness. Also, it can be slippery, which will bring me to my next hack. My next hack is binder clips. I use binder clips to keep the flimsy and slippery in place. This applies to cello wrap, interfacing slippery fabrics like satin and silk, and oftentimes wrapping paper. I use the binder clips by clipping them to the edge of my desk with the cello wrap, fabric, etc. attached to keep all that stuff in place while I'm working. And I got this pack of 4 binder clips for $1 and some change from my local Walmart. Tip number 4. This is the unusual one. Yes, we do live in a generation where people do not have irons in their homes. I am not a part of that group of people. I do have 2 irons. I have one big one and one mini one. The thing is, I just find that I have so much more control using a flat iron to press my seams. And as of a few weeks ago, this is the only thing that I've been using to press out the seams on my garments. This really reminds me of that one video where Cardi B used a hot iron to straighten her hair. It's like vice versa now. Bonus hack, I was really in need of a dry erase board to help me maintain organization with my sewing projects. So I just thought it would be a good idea to utilize an unused picture frame I had lying around my house. My next step was to go ahead and buy myself a pack of cheap dry erase markers, some isopropyl alcohol and cloth to wipe off the board and clean it when needed, and a sink sponge holder with suctions on the back to stick on the picture frame and hold my markers when I'm finished with them. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you already use any of these hacks, because great minds think alike, or you have any additional hacks that you would like to share, go ahead and drop them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching.